sweltering on the streets.
Greetings, punks, goths, metalheads, herberts, herbetters, Martians and subterranean folk. How you all doing? My name's John and this is the Health Anarchist channel. Well, today I'm on my very favourite walk in this area, and it's a very easy walk to get to, and it's Gallows, Clough, Wild Bank and Hobson Moors. Now, some of you may have seen me do this walk before because I've done it quite a few times, but I wanted to come up today because I want to film it in 4K so I can really show you people in a bit more detail what it's actually like. Now, we've actually got a bright day today. We've got a few rainy days following, so I thought I'd get out. It's getting on a bit late, to be honest, but should make it down before it gets dark. So let's have it. Yeah! So one of the many reasons I love this walk is basically you're just climbing up through the old quarry, and then you get onto the moor top, and the further up you get, it feels like getting away from all the nonsense in the town centres and the cities below you and all the sort of BS that's going on down there. And when you get on this walk, you feel like you're leaving that all behind you and you're getting high up above it all. Another reason I really love this walk is it's full of sort of dark history. They used to hang people up here, Gallows, Clough, in medieval times. And there's also an ancient burial mound up here from the Bronze Age. So for someone like me, it's absolutely perfect. So it is a little bit windy up here today, so hopefully my microphone will behave. So it looks like there's been a bit of what they call controlled burning up here, which you never know. I mean, you often see the moors on fire. Sometimes it's what they call controlled burning, but sometimes it's like just out of control fires that have started from barbecues or something, and gets really out of control. They end up, you know, having to get all the emergency services involved. But this looks like it's probably controlled burning. So it's actually getting on close to tea time now, so I'm going to have to get a move on.
No more brown rice. No more brown rice. No more brown rice, please, God. God! No more brown rice. No more brown rice. No more brown rice, please, God. No! It's coming out my ears. It's blocking up the bog. Losing the will to live. Every night the same. No more brown rice.
So I started off at Hobson Moor Quarry. I worked my way around the edge of that up onto Hobson Moor for a bit past that pond, and I'm now on to Gallows, Clough, joining onto Wild Bank Hill, and I'll be climbing up Wild Bank Hill. So you might be able to see some of this controlled burning behind me. Now, some of you are new to my channel. You might be wondering what it's all about, goth outdoors walking. Well, basically, I've always loved hiking. My family weren't a walking family, really. So I had neighbours who were like, when I was a kid, the neighbours, they organised proper hikes and they used to take me along with them. And at school, I used to love going on the trips out to the Lake District. We used to go to Yorkshire and Derbyshire on proper little hiking sort of school holidays, and I loved all that, so it stayed with me. I've always loved hiking. And later on, when I got into alternative stuff like punk, and then later on into goth more, I've always still loved hiking. And I can remember getting groups of us together, alternative people, and we used to go on little hikes, maybe, you know, 5 or 6 of us, and we used to love it. And I know that loads of alternative people love being outdoors, they love nature. Some of you might be pagans or practice things like Wicca. So the outdoors, it's an important thing for a lot of alternative people, and I also want to promote positive things for alternative people. You get a lot of really cheesy old tired cliches like it's all about drugs and drink and rock and roll. Well, the rock and roll's all right, but I mean, I'm not going to promote things that are damaging to some people, and I've lost people who have died to drugs and things like that. So you know, I'm not going to promote that. I want to promote things that are really cool and enjoyable. And what's more cool than the great outdoors, especially exploring places. So Gallows Clough is not just a cool name. There's actually history to it. There's historical records of it being a place where they used to hang people in the medieval times. Now, gallows were usually up on hills so everyone could see, and also usually at crossroads like a tradition. I think it was to confuse the spirit or something, so it wouldn't wander when the person died. But there's a couple of crossroads up here, but I think the main candidate where I think the gallows were, I'll show you in a moment. So I'd just like to give a big shout out to all my recent subscribers. Cheers guys, it really means a lot. You guys rock. And for all my subscribers that have been subscribed for a while now, thanks for staying with me. It's really appreciated, and I love hearing from you guys in the comments. Nice one. And for any of you who aren't subscribed yet, if you enjoy my videos, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. So it's lovely and quiet up here today, no one else about. Perfect. So this little crossroads we're coming up to here, this is where I think the gallows were in medieval times. The fact is, no one knows exactly where they were, but it's high up on a hill and it's at a crossroads. Gallows Clough is recorded as a place where people used to be hung in medieval times, so I think it's a likely candidate. So for now I'm going straight ahead because I want to get to the trig point, the highest point of Wild Bank Hill. And then I'll be coming back down here and I'll be turning down this way. I'll be making my way across Hobson Moor. So one of the times I came up here, I did do a spirit box test. One of those things that are supposed to detect spirit voices. And it was quite interesting, the results I got back from it. If any of you guys would like me to do anything more like that along the paranormal lines, let me know in the comments below because I'd be quite happy to do it. So I'm just going to carry on up this way now until we get to the trig point. Well, it's lovely and quiet today. I can see one person ahead. But if you look at this landscape where I am, it's so different to what most people experience in the towns and cities. It's almost like an alien landscape, really, if you think about it. Beautiful. So we're just coming up to the trig point. The trig point has been placed very unthoughtfully on top of a Bronze Age burial mound. You might be able to make it out, it's very flattened, but when it was first created it would have been much rounder. And obviously without the trig point. So quick scan round from where I am. You may be able to see a very hazy Manchester city centre in the distance. Sun glinting off a reservoir as well in the distance. That's Audenshaw. And back towards the way I came from, which is Gallows Clough onto Wild Bank. As I was saying, when this was first created as a burial mound, it would have been much more round. And typically in Bronze Age burial mounds, there was often either a cremation with the ashes and bits of burnt bone placed in an earthenware vessel, a pottery vessel, and that was placed into the mound, or it was a full skeleton buried in a little stone-lined chamber within the mound. And sometimes they had grave goods with them. Often, even though it was a Bronze Age, they'd be buried with flint blades and flint tools. Rarely they'd have like a bronze item like a bronze dagger or a bronze axe head, and beads, little bits, nothing spectacular usually. There was some gold items found, but down south around Stonehenge in the burial mounds around there. But what I would like as a person is to see this. It is a scheduled monument, and I'd like to see it protected in some way, you know, maybe have some curbstones around it to mark the area, because it is a burial site, and maybe a little plaque on the trig point just to say, you know, that this is the site of an ancient burial, just so people can treat the area with the respect that it deserves. Anyway, I'm going to make my way down now off Wild Bank, and I'll be turning at that crossroads and going across Hobson Moor, and it's a really nice, pretty, picturesque little walk as you go down. So what do you guys think of this footage today that I'm filming? I'm using an action cam. It was a cheap budget action cam. It wasn't the cheapest, but I couldn't afford a GoPro, so I'm trying this out, and outdoors in good light it seems to be pretty good, and the onboard stabilisation wasn't very good at all, so I've got it set up in my mobile phone gimbal. I had to get an adapter, but it seems to be doing the job. So what do you guys think? It's a Surfola action cam. The good thing about this camera is it's got a waterproof housing, so if it's raining I can put it in there, and it's got a wireless mic that it comes with, so I should still be able to get footage, you know, if I'm out and it starts raining. So that was like the main reason I got it, and it films in 4K, so probably not the best quality camera out there, but I think it's good enough. So, as I was saying before, it's a really pleasant walk back now. I've just turned at that crossroads. I'm going across Hobson Moor for a bit. Don't know if you guys can make it out, but I can see smoke in the distance on the hillside. Looks like some of that so-called controlled burning. So you can see that burning more clearly now. Fair bit of smoke going up there. So I'm just making my way down now. Out of all the people who I know locally, I think I'm the only one who really likes this walk, and don't think anyone else who I know does it regularly. So I'm just showing you the view I'm seeing now, and it's really bliss. So if you're new to this channel, I want to describe a bit about why I do this and why I promote getting outdoors walking. Now, I've already talked about I want to get rid of the old stereotypes of alternative people adjusting to things like drugs and drink and that kind of thing. So I want to get rid of that, and I also want to show you that getting out, it's really healthy for you, it's really good for you physically, and it's really fantastic for your mental well-being as well. But it's also great for improving your quality of life. You're getting outdoors, you're getting vitamin D from the sun, and you're also experiencing the world as we're created to experience it. As humans, we're created to live in the natural world, not cities and all this artificial stuff. So it's only going to be good for your mental well-being for you to be out walking and exploring places that you were designed to be in. So I've not done too badly for daylight today. I'm almost off the walk. I'm almost at this little lane, which will bring me back to the main road so I can get home. So thanks for coming with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next video, don't forget, be different, stay weird and stay free. Bye.